several parts. First off, let me tell you something about myself. A lot of you don't know me, so I'll start with education and we'll go on from there. I have a degree in political science from the University of Delaware. I have a paralegal certification from Wyoming University, and I have a master's degree from Towson University. Why did I decide to run for this position? I decided to run for this position because I thought, and I've been getting information from other people, that the Central Committee is stagnant. I want to give you a word and a phrase that you will remember about me. The first word is activist. The phrase we'll get to a little bit down the line. Now, I consider myself an activist because I've been involved in democratic politics for over 50 years. That makes me an old person. I first got involved in Robert Kennedy's campaign running for president when I was very young in middle school. But I really got involved in 1972 with the McGovern campaign. I did whatever they needed me to do. Stuff envelopes, go door to door, whatever. And when McGovern lost in 72, I actually cried. I cried because I saw the direction our country was going in. And from that point on, I started to become an activist. Not someone that wrote letters or went to meetings, that went out into the street and did things that I thought would change minds. I've been in so many demonstrations I can't even tell you how many. I can't tell you even how many sit-ins I've been into, or picket lines. But I was very young when I started this. And I believe that that has shaped me as a person. I believe activism, that's the word I want you to remember, is what I am. I am an activist. I don't like sitting around. I feel, let's go out and do it, let's get it done. And that's the way I feel about the Democratic Central Committee. I don't want to sit around. We have an issue that's involved here. Let's go out. Let's do something about it. I don't care if it's a protest. I don't care if it's a picket line. I don't care whatever it is. That's what I feel we need to do. And as I said, my background has been in that for over 50 years. And during that period of time, I did run for political office when I was a freshman in college. I ran for city council. It didn't turn out too well for me. I was disqualified because I was a student at the University of Delaware, and students at the University of Delaware, and that actually in all of the districts in Newark, Delaware, were not allowed to vote. And I thought that was atrocious. So I tried to fight it. It was an uphill battle, and I lost. I've never run for any kind of political office since. I've been involved in many campaigns in Delaware, Pennsylvania, and now here in Maryland. And what got me involved in really in politics in this state was November 2016. Ooh. I shudder at the thought of what happened on that day. And I'm sure I always thought that way too. Because when the guy that's in the White House now got elected, there was an upsurge of people. I mean, people went out of their minds and said, you know what, we got to do something about this. I don't care what it is, but we got to do something. And you saw the first thing that happened was the Women's March on Washington, we had over 1 million people. So that was a good sign. But getting back to the Democratic Central Committee, I feel that there has to be some activism there. And I'm the person to start it. I'm the person to begin to be the activist in that group. Now you can follow me, or you can be left behind. But I think that in Harford County, we need to show, I'm talking about the Central Committee now, Central Committee needs to show people that we are aware of their problems and that we are working to try to solve them. This, to me, the Central Committee now, is the first place that people would go and say, hey, I got a problem here, I got a problem there. Can you help me? What can you do for me? And I feel that that's just not getting through to the people that are on the committee right now. I am a novice at this, at running for office. I don't know if I'm saying the right words now to you, but I'm just talking from my heart right now. Is that I feel that there's a lot of potential here to get things done in this county. The Republicans have had a stranglehold in this county for, I don't even want to think how many years. And we've seen what they can do and what they have done. And we have many progressive candidates that are running now, Allison, for example, and several others that hopefully will take back, and I believe we will take back this county. And we will not only be the blue wave, but the blue tsunami that's going to take them over. They're not going to know what hit them. But it first starts in the Democratic Central Committee. We need people in there that are willing to stick their neck out a little bit and are willing to listen to everyone's concern and then do something about it. Not just sit there and say, well, okay, we'll get to it, or whatever. I'm not that type of person. I can't sit still. If I find something that I'm going to do something about, I'm out there. And I'll give you a perfect example. This weekend there was a gun show at the DFW in Edgewood, and I could not get anyone to support me on doing a picket line out there. And I was really pissed off about that. I thought about going out there by myself, but I didn't think that was going to do any good. Just one person. But I couldn't get anybody, any group to support my idea to do that. And I think that's where we are right now. We need to change that. There are many progressive groups in this county. There are progressive people in this county that we need to gather and do something about that. And I don't, you know, for some reason, I didn't see that happen recently. And it really disturbed me. First word, activist. That's what I am. And there's a phrase that I'm going to say at the end of this little talk that I think encompasses everything that I've been talking about. But I want to read you something. Get it out of my pocket here. My glasses. Which I think embodies at least what one person can do on the Democratic Central Committee. And I'd like to read this because I think it's very relevant. Each time a man stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope and crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring. Those ripples build a current that can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance. Does anybody know who wrote that? Robert F. Kennedy, one of my heroes. And that's where I see myself in becoming, hopefully, a member of the Democratic Central Committee. I'll be that one person that starts it. And hopefully we can spread it, just as Robert Kennedy said in his quote. Finally, I don't want to take up any more time than I need to, but the phrase that I wish you to remember about me, besides being an activist, power to the people. Thank you.